Okay, hi, good morning to everyone. And firstly, I would like to thank Prihoda Management, Prihoda Malaysia, Mr. Lee and Encik Mazlan for arranging this today's webinar. And thank you everyone for attending this morning's webinar. Okay, so today we are going to talk about guide, sorry. Okay, nanti sekejap Okay, today we are going to talk about something is not right. Wait, Okay, we are going to talk about something is missing here. Okay, doesn't matter. We go ahead. So we're going to talk about the importance of IAQ during pandemic. Okay, so reducing the risk of spreading COVID-19. Okay, so let me introduce my company background. I'm Eddy here from Applied Air Quality Specialist. As Applied Air Quality is established since 1986 as an air quality specialist provider. Our core business is providing indoor air quality solution. Okay, so previously we are doing a lot of projects for kitchen exhaust control system, emission control system. Okay, and then enhance indoor air quality with a fresh air energy recovery view, which now Encik Mazlan did mention to me to help to assist. Okay, energy recovery view or heat recovery view is not recommended by DOSH because it may cause cross-air contamination and also some humidity issue. All right, cross-air contamination while you're exhausting out certain contaminant, which is say viruses, bacteria, microbes, you may have opposite exchange air, then it will bring in the contaminant back into your room. So it's not recommended, right? So humidity control and also air pollution control, right?
Eddie, there is a request. You can speak louder, or I don't know.
Oh, let me adjust my mic. I think the setting. Give me a minute, Is it better now? Is it better now?
Much more better.
Much more better, Okay. Sorry, Okay. So, okay, today we're going to talk about DOSH IAQ guideline. We're going to follow guideline, okay? They provide us certain guideline during this pandemic. So the guidance note on ventilation and indoor air quality IAQ for non-residential setting during this pandemic, right? Okay, these are the guideline. I believe everyone has seen the guideline, a few pages, I think 5 pages if not mistaken, right? So, okay, let me share some ways or method of to prevent COVID-19 airborne transmission this common practice lah. So this SOP provided by KKM or our DOSH is a standard practice already. I guess everyone should know. So avoid gathering, wear face masks, those things, practical social distancing, like just now Encik Mazlan also and also Mr. Lee also mentioned. So to get a lot of sleep is also very important because sleeping will build your immune system. Eat well, balanced diet, of course, fluid, and manage your stress. Exercise regularly lah. Right? So we are talking about airborne infectious disease. So a healthy indoor air, why a healthy indoor air is important? Okay, WHO made a shocking announcement on the possibility of COVID-19 is airborne transmission. Okay, as you can see, SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 may also spread through aerosol in absence of aerosol generating procedures, particularly indoor. So normally the Malaysian or let's say the whole world working force, normally we will spend a lot of time, 80 to 90% of us will spend a lot of time inside a building, indoors, okay? At home or office or any building, shopping, you know, those things. So this is a risk, a very high risk. So why addressing indoor ventilation is important is due to this. Okay, then let me share what our health DG have shared. Our health DG did mention reopening of economic is because of it's not safe. Okay, so he is trying to remind everyone, a reminder to all, many places are reopening because of economic, and it's not because it's safe. Okay, but we have to do our part. Let's say like we follow DOSH IAQ guideline. Why they come up with the guideline? Because they know, a lot of people also know, our building ACMV system is not COVID proof. So previously designed, we don't have this pandemic, we don't have COVID-19. So now everyone is aware that we have to improve, not only by SOP, wearing proper PPE, social distancing, but everything is a bundle, a package. You have to do social distancing, SOP, those things, wash hand. You also have to improve your indoor air quality by enhancing or improving your ACMV system, right? So look back into the importance of IAQ. So if you have a bad IAQ, bad ACMV system or centralized system, this could have a sick building syndrome. So how to prevent? So we have to look into the building. You have to look into the building ACMV system. So to control and prevent spreading airborne microbes. Microbes is like pathogen microorganism. So this is to enhance a safer working environment, healthier and higher productivity. So when you have a healthy building, so which means it will lead you to a lower medical bill, right? Do you agree? So if you have a healthy building, you have a lower medical bill. So your staff or your colleague don't have to go to get consultation from doctor. So there is a study from where is this from? This is from a university, right? For COVID risk index for how do you rate it? So like low is like normally you are at home, you're open ground, you're doing certain single exercise per person, running, biking. Then you have another category which is low to medium, medium to high, and then you have high. High mostly is like, F&B area, indoor area, traveling, public transport, religious services, which also one of them, which may have high risk of infected by COVID-19, right? So here is a cartoon slide just to show you where we can improve and prevent infectious disease, right? So we are looking into open more window, like Encik Mazlan say. The DOSH also recommended, our DOSH also recommended that the cheapest method without a air conditioning system, you can use the cheapest method to dilute the indoor air. So by opening doors and windows widely with the natural breeze of outdoor air, it will blow in and then exchange your room air, your indoor air. So you have a fresh air. So the reason why you have fresh air is not because you want the fresh air only. You want to dilute the indoor air. So so that the concentration, if let's say you have a positive airborne droplets, you can dilute it further. And later we'll go into air droplets. Let me explain to you. Okay, let me go through here first. Okay, humidity plays an important role. Why DOSH recommend 23 temperature 23 to 26, and also humidity 40 to 70. Okay, but of course our ACMV designed by our engineers consultant, normally optimum zone is 40 to 60% RH. Okay, anything above, you may have bacteria or microbes, bacterial growth like fungus, mold, those things. So to prevent that, you have to keep the humidity level lower than 60%, right? So anything lower than that, also you may have other problems like static electricity shock. Okay, and also if you look at after bacteria and virus tends to survive better when they are dry. The air molecule is dry, it tends to survive better. But when you control it at 40 to 60%, right? So it's giving them difficulties to survive, right? So, okay, just now we are talking about aerosol droplets in air versus humidity. As you can see on my left, red in color here, okay, red in color here. Let me put my pointer, okay, red in color here. So if the relative humidity is low, which means the air is dry, the air molecule is light, okay, virus tends to adapt to a particle, okay, or air molecule particle, okay. They are able to travel further away, you know, maybe 4 meters, 5 meters, 8 meters, I'm not sure. But study shows that, you know, it can travel very far because they are very light and in submicron. So the droplet diameter is at 0.5 micron, which is very, very small, submicron. It's very light, it can travel. So if you imagine, if the humidity is controlled at 45%, the droplet diameter will be at 70 micron, which is large and is heavier. So which means if a person cough, a person's speaking, when they sneeze or whatever, the droplets will tend to fall because it's heavy. It tend to fall almost immediate to the ground. Okay, if you compare back to 30%, is only 0.5 micron, which is very, very small, is able to be airborne for a longer time period and travel further. So if this person on the left is COVID positive, okay, and she's not wearing a face mask, or maybe if you wear face mask also, it's not 100%, you'll still be contagious because whatever you are breathing, you exhale, it sure have some leakages. So this pathogen or microbes will travel airborne through the air and infect a negative person, right? Is there any question? Maybe you got question later only I answer. Okay, like just now, Mr. Lee and also Encik Mazlan explained about air distribution. I'm not going to go a lot into it. Air distribution is very important actually, because if you look at the air pattern, distributing air, if you have a dead zone here, then you may have some issues. This air is not diluted and it's not clean on the left side. I'm referring to the top drawing, the graphic. Okay, so you also have a short circuit because supply air comes in and then if you immediately travel, the easiest way to be exhausted out. So over here, you don't have any fresh air. So designing air distribution, supply air also is, you have to look into it, it's very important. Okay, like this lower diagram, okay, example, maybe the discharge is at the side, maybe you treat this as a split aircon. Okay, the air is blowing on the top, but below is a dead zone. So air will travel the shortest distance, the easiest way, and you have a fan here exhausting out whatever air you have, then here is a dead zone. So here is, if you have contamination, here is contaminated, it's not helping. So have to look into the design. Especially I know Prihoda has the simulation software which can show you the simulation where the air travels, you know, those things, which is quite good. I think it can help a lot on the dead zone and also how to say, air distribution for how to improve your indoor air. All right. Okay, change. Okay, and when we come into building indoor air quality. Okay, so here I just I share you a slide which I copied from the website. Okay, so CDC shows you the hierarchy of control. Okay, so what they are looking into, what we are looking into, is to eliminate these airborne contaminants. Okay, and then also engineering control. Engineering control is more to ACMV. You know, we have to put in more ventilation, the design of the diffuser, the distribution of air. You know, we are looking into a bundle of strategy. By working with elimination and engineering, if you don't have administration control, and if the person who is working indoor does not use a face mask or they don't follow any SOP, it won't work. It won't work. Everything won't work. You have to have a bundle strategy. Everything is important. Is example like a company from management top level come down to human resource, finance department, sales team, after sales team, service department, everything. We have to work as a team. Otherwise, the company cannot sustain. It's the same thing as what we are talking about, the hierarchy of controls here. Okay, so everything must be bundled. So not only elimination. Elimination is like, you know, we have a site visit, then we understand customers building, what to improve, where to re-engineer. Okay, of course, engineers will do their calculation, sizing, simulation, and then we will propose to you. But the administration and administrative control and also PPE must also take into consideration. Everything is important, right? Okay, addressing indoor ventilation for ACMV. So normally this one, I think DOSH guideline gives you a very clear cut that a routine check and maintenance on your ACMV, make sure that it's fully functional, in good condition, optimum performance. And also add in another slot is not to forget, okay, not to forget maintenance of mechanical air distribution or air duct should be taken into consideration, because that is the most contaminated area as well. Because previously, all the mechanical ventilation system, the filter is replaced. Sometimes the maintenance is weak. You know, you may have some problems there, maybe due to shortage of budget or maybe overlook. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't want to comment so much. But I know, as far as I know, I've been to many sites. There are a lot of maintenance is not carried out proper lah. Okay, I just share only lah. I don't want to mention who. All right. So distribution of air duct and also their ACMV have to be look into it. Okay. So how are we going to know that the building is in good order? Okay. So maybe you can perform a risk assessment to facilitate and implement the relevant countermeasures to assess minimum ventilation rate per person. So, but recommended by, you know, like the minimum rate, ventilation rate is recommended by DOSH and also WHO. So increase, they also mentioned increase 100% of fresh air, outdoor air. But the 100% is based on maybe, let's say like 10,000 CFM AAQ is only 10%. It's only 1,000 CFM. So the word 100% is 1,000 CFM fresh air. So to dilute, in order to help and assist, to enhance, to dilute, okay, to prevent this pandemic, you know, contagious disease indoor. So recommended by WHO and DOSH, minimum of 10 liter per second, which is, if you do a calculation, it's around 21 point something CFM. So I just put it round figure 22 CFM per person of fresh air. So as Encik Mazlan did share the X-ray guideline just now, that one is an old one. So if you follow the pandemic guideline, they have already increased to a higher rate. If not mistaken, X-ray recommends 35 CFM, even higher, okay, CFM per person. So carry out checks to ensure all components of ACMV, you know, are maintained and function as per design. This is very important. And then there are control your and maintain your room temperature 23 to 26 C. Why 22 and 23? Because there is a certain reason behind. Okay. So there's a reason behind 23 to 26 C, because they have done a study and research. So relative humidity parameter, like just now I show you the diagram, ranging from 40 to 70, but I would recommend 40 to 60, because anything above 60, you may have certain issues like mold growing, fungus, you know, those things. So the other thing is to improve your filtration system for ACMV. Why filtration system is so important? Because that is the only filter which is going to filter the air the air that we are breathing. Okay, so if you don't consider a better filter, don't consider improving the filter, that means you are in a risk. So we are looking at DOSH guideline, IAQ guideline. They recommend also Airstream, CDC, WHO. They recommend consider MERV 13 or higher efficiency rating. Okay, MERV is a minimum efficiency reporting value lah. Just the long form, just to explain to you. So the other thing is the third one is when they mention DOSH guideline. Okay, consider using sterilizing or inhibition or deactivation system available in the market. This is very important to enhance the current ACMV system to deactivate any viruses or bacteria or microbes, right? Okay, so we summarize now the topic that we have bring up. This is just only a sharing, okay? So conduct and evaluate the indoor air ventilation or IAQ, okay? Propose a solution, okay? After conducting, then of course you have the report, now we study, then we come up with a solution. Then we will implement. After implement, then everyone agree, then we will execute. Then, not to forget, carry out maintenance accordingly. Maintenance is very important. Not to forget, replacement plays a very big part because those filter, which is high efficiency filter, MERV 13 and above, okay, is contaminated. So while you're doing service maintenance, I think it's recommended that, you know, the filter, if it's a mechanical filter, arrestant filter, you should sanitize the filter, wrap it, and dispose it safely, right? It is a recommendation is from myself, okay, and our company. It's just to highlight safety, okay, because the filter is contaminated. If you don't sanitize and you don't wrap it up and then you don't dispose off safely, some other people who are not known to this, they are not aware, they may, you know, accidentally touch or open up, you know, they may get infected with this virus, right? Okay, so we are talking about industry outlook. So this one is the SOP over here. SOP, we have to follow control room temperature recommended IAQ guideline from DOSH, okay? Introduce more fresh air, use deactivation system available, improve your filtration system, MERV 13 and above. And then also, if you introduce more fresh air, or you may have some problem for humidity. So this is where dehumidifier will come into the role. So this dehumidifier is actually to control the room humidity, to prevent more how to say, unforeseen problems that you will face if you introduce a lot of fresh air. Let's say like currently at noon, 12 o'clock, the temperature is warm, the humidity is quite low, is quite stable. But when it rains, the humidity may goes up to, we may reach the level up to 80 or 90% RH. So what happens if you have fresh air coming in, you introduce fresh air coming in with a high humidity, then your indoor, your internal of your office, your indoor wall may have some issue, furniture, the ceiling may have some more problem, fungus problem, and people who have asthma problem also may have problem, difficult breathing problem, right? So have to control. Okay, okay. So what is the first recommendation to enhance your ACMV with MERV 13 or higher filtration system? Okay, so over here I share there are a few types of filtration system. Okay, as you can see here, we have a pleated filter, which is MERV 13. Okay, and this is also MERV 13. It's a pocket filter. Okay, and we have another one more is electronic air cleaner. So talking about filter, current building design, ACMV, of course the AAQ air handling unit, you will have fan, built-in fan. But the fan is not catered for, you have to check first. The fan mostly is not catered for for higher static filtration system, higher static filter. So if you were to include in a pocket filter which has a higher static pressure loss or drop, okay, then I believe you have to look into your fan, okay, because the fan cannot, they don't have the capability to move the air because the filter is too good, too high efficiency. So the air resistance of the air to pass through the filter is higher. So you have a static issue. So option one is the split filter, which is I think should be cheap, but not that cheap as well. Okay, but it lasts you maybe up to 3 months. Over here also stated I Google and then I crop and I share. And then you have a pocket filter, which is you have the disadvantage. Disadvantage is because the depth is too thick, and the static pressure is too high. So sometimes they even talk about HEPA filter. That is impossible for you to retrofit a HEPA filter because you have to do a lot of things. If you were to retrofit a HEPA filter, let's say the building owner would want a HEPA filter, the best filter, higher efficiency filter, maybe rate at a MERV 16 and 17, okay, able to capture 3 micron, perform at 3 micron with very high efficiency rating, 99.97% efficiency. But the things that you have to consider is your fan. One thing, the static pressure is not there. Secondly, your ACMV ducting, which is already done. Now you want to modify, it's not catered for high static. Your duct will collapse, okay, with that kind of static. For your return air, your duct will collapse, okay, and if your fan is not upgraded, you don't have airflow. The supply air is not there. So I have another suggestion for you, which is I think very suitable, because you look at here on the right, this is electronic air cleaner. So it's very low static. It's only 50 Pascal, 49 Pascal to be exact. Okay. So the airflow for each unit, if you look at the G and the H, this is a full size double cell, and this is a half size single cell. The full size is able to cater up to 2000 CFM with only 49 Pascal. Okay, pressure drop. Okay, and it's rated at MERV 14. All right. Okay, so here I share you a comparison between media filter and also electronic air cleaner. Over here you can see MERV 13. MERV 13 over here, MERV 13, MERV 12 here, MERV 13. The static pressure drop with initial, when the filter is clean, it's already more than 50 Pascal. It's around nearly to 58, maybe 57. What happens if you use it and then contaminants being collected or trapped onto the media? The pressure will slowly build up. Okay, so you have a higher static pressure drop. And then using electronic air cleaner, if you use it at 2000 CFM maximum airflow, okay, you look at here, it's only 49.7 Pascal. It's 0.2 inch static pressure drop. And the best part for electronic air cleaner, the filter components are washable, reusable. You don't have to reinvest or replace the filter, right? Okay. Talking about electronic air cleaner, remover of particle. So common indoor allergen removed by electrostatic air cleaner, or some they call it electronic air cleaner. You know, of course, this test is given to include in with UV lah. Okay, so as you can see over here on my right here, where is my okay, on my right, on my left here, okay, it's 100 micron. Our human naked eyes are able to look at things or object which the size are from 100 micron to 10 micron. Anything below 10 micron, you may require a light microscope or electron microscope for submicron, even smaller. Okay, for electronic air cleaner is able to achieve and filter, not to say achieve, filter submicron particulates. As you can see here, virus is under this category. Okay, So the size of the virus is around submicron, is in the electron microscope range. So it's submicron. So we are able to, if using a MERV13 filter, a MERV14 filter, you're able to trap, not all, but it helps to trap and filter off contaminants, right? Okay, so how does a electronic air cleaner work? Okay, as you can see here, let's say you have a fan, moving fan here. If you draw contaminated air, okay, dirt particle, dust, submicron particulates, it will be given a charge of 8,000 volts DC, 8 kilovolt DC, okay, 8,000 volts. So AC convert to DC. If very low power only, it's only 36 watt per unit. Okay, so the grounding plates over here is given a half charge. So how does it work? This corona charge will charge whatever particulates, submicron particulates with a positive charge, and it will be grounded on the negative plates. It works like a magnet. Okay, so you have a lot of plates here. So the contaminants or particle will be grounded onto the plates, and this filter system, this is the whole filter system, can be washed and reused. Okay, then clean air will be out from the filter. Okay, so here are some of the installation, okay, for AAQ, and we also have a AAQ, okay, and then we also have a individual standalone unit. This is for ceiling suspend. You do not have the ceiling, let's say the concrete slab, okay, right? Air will is actually similar to your cassette aircon. You know those cassette aircon. There's a fan inside in the middle. Dirt air, contaminant air will go in the middle here from bottom and then discharge on the top part, you know. Similar to this, all built in with fan. Only these are for return air. So this one does not come with a fan. So it's designed modular. You are able to fix it or install it this way. It's easy, very easy to install. And then it comes with a male and female connector, so you can plug in and power up the unit, right? Okay, so we talk about sizing of an electronic air cleaner. For a standalone unit, like just now I mentioned over here, this standalone unit. So this is the method of sizing. Okay, so normally, like you know, there is a recommended air change. Of course, air change is recommended by DOSH as well, and ASHRAE, CDC. They recommend 6 air chain and above. All right. So when we size, we have to base on what is your application. Let's say like you know office. You know office recommendation previously was like 3 air chain up to 8 air change. But now if you follow pandemic guideline, IAQ guideline, we will have to start from 6 to 8. So the higher the air change means the total room volume air will go into the equipment to be filtered, to be decontaminated or sterilized, and then recirculated back into your room. So this is how it works. So this is a sizing chart. Over here, I can show you a sample that you take the room volume, you know, and then you multiply by, normally how you size is, you take the room volume, then you multiply by the air change, and then you divide by 60, you get a cubic feet per minute. Then from the cubic feet per minute, then you will just tally with your product, the equipment airflow, you know. For each equipment, you have a low speed, medium speed, high speed. Of course, we won't recommend high speed because the fan, mechanical fan, you just imagine a table fan, you turn it to high speed, speed number 3. Of course, you have mechanical noise, the fan airflow noise, which is sometimes is quite irritating. So same does it goes to equipment like electronic air cleaner. It has a fan, mechanical movement. So the air, you may have some noise if you have put it, if you set it at a high speed. So recommendation for office use, low speed, medium speed is good enough. So from there, you can know how many units you require. All right, there are different methods of sizing. Okay, and over here, I would like to share to you the effectiveness of filtration and deactivation. That means you are combining a good filtration, MERV13, MERV14 filtration, and a UVC, UVGI lamp, ultraviolet germicidal irradiation lamp. So if you combine filter and also ultraviolet lamp, you are able to, let's say you compare here, MERV13 filter with MERV13 URV lamp. So you are able to achieve 90% Q rate. Q rate, I'm talking about Q rate. So like viruses, bacteria, those things, spores is able. Later I show you another chart, okay, on this URV. Something is not right. Okay, this is a sample of correct. This is a sample of a ceiling flush unit being installed at one of our customers. Okay, very neat installation. You can see this unit is like 2 feet by 4 feet. If you normally, I see office building, normally they will use ceiling board. So those ceiling board is exactly like one piece of lighting box. You have two types, two sizes. One is 2 feet by 2 feet. The other one more is this size, 2 feet by 4 feet. So normally fits to one ceiling board, 600 mm, 300 mm, 2 feet by 4 feet. Okay, and you can see over here, my colleague here, they open up the filter. The filter is made of aluminium with ionizer wire, tungsten wire. That is a corona charging wire, high voltage. Okay, so there's a fan here. Then the air will be drawn in and then filtered, and then goes through a sterilizer, decontamination, then recirculated back into your office area. Then you get a very high air change. The other example for AAQ installation. Okay, let's say like you look at here, over here. This is a mechanical room. Okay, of course you have a return air and also fresh air coming in. So over here we install electronic air cleaner, is able to filter up to submicron particle. Okay, filter and then being supplied back into your room. So the air is already considered as clean, then it will be recirculated back into your room. Okay, this is another example over here. Okay, as you can see, this is the Airstream filter. What we can recommend is you can always replace with electronic air cleaner, MERV13, MERV14. All right. Then over here, this is the coil. Then this is a UVGI lamp, UVC lamp. Okay. The reason why a combination will work better, because study already done, and then I think certain study research also share the table of a combination. If you work with URV, must have, let's say like URV, UVC lamp is like, ultraviolet rating value. So it's like MERV. MERV is for filter. So they have to combine both in the same standard, then only it will perform effectively, right? Okay. Okay. Example of the AAQ install. So this is before installation. Before installation, you can see this is a mechanical Airstream filter. So it has been installed and replaced with electronic air cleaner. So this is how it looks like. So like what I said just now, the filter component, especially for pre-filter and this unicell, there's 2 units here. It's all washable and reusable, right? So just to show you the MERV rating over here, as you can see here, is MERV 14. It's rated at MERV 14. All right. And the static pressure drop is also very low. Okay. Second recommendation, decontamination of microbes, which is pathogen and also microorganism. So as everyone know, our sun produces UVA, UVB, and UVC. So normally UVC will be blocked by our ozone layer, absorbed by our ozone layer. Okay. So B also, most of it will be absorbed by the ozone layer. So UVB ray, if let's say in certain part which is going through the ozone layer, you may require to use certain blocker, okay, to block. You say if you have long hours exposing to sun, which means you have UV ray, it will destroy your skin, cause skin cancer. So this you have to look into it. Okay, so I'm talking about wavelength. Okay, wavelength. What is the the wavelength for germicidal irradiation lamp. So the wavelength will be 253.7 to be exact. So it's 254 lah. Over here is easier to explain, right? So how does the UV deactivate virus? So actually it disrupts the DNA and RNA of the pathogen or microorganism. So it's unable to reproduce or survive. Okay, so the activation methods that we have, this is a OT room, this is a duct decontamination, supply air duct. Of course, certain building they may not have their aircon system. They may not install only AAQ. Sometimes they add on fan coil unit. Those are FCU. So for FCU, is no space for you to install on-coil decontamination equipment. So what we do is we recommend duct decontamination system such as over here, right? And we also have an upper Airstream. This upper Airstream is a lot in use in healthcare long time ago. So I will go through upper Airstream shortly, right? So upper Airstream disinfection. How does it work? Okay, this picture is used. It can be operated in the occupied room. Occupied room means people inside the room. You are able to operate. You can switch on and have a continuous decontamination above 7 feet and above, right? So why is only 7 feet above? Because as you know, UV is harmful to human or any living creature. We are not supposed to be exposed with UV ray. So ultraviolet ray is harmful. If you burn, you get skin burn or skin damage or maybe skin cancer if prolonged exposure of UV. Of course, not short while like that, then you can get skin cancer for long hours. And then temporary blindness, red eye, watery eye, and also permanently blind if you don't look into it seriously. So PPE, wearing a PPE is very important. Okay, example like this room. Okay, it's installed 7 feet and above. Because why is installed 7 feet above? Because normally human we don't have a lot of human which is 8 feet high or 9 feet high or maybe 7 feet high, right? So our normal Asian height is around 5 feet plus, 6 feet. Very seldom you can get 6 over feet. Very seldom. So the UV ray is angle upwards with of course the lower grill. So it's channel upwards. So it's to concentrate and focus to deactivate the microbes on the upper air part. So this way you can enjoy and operate upper Airstream to be operated 24 hours if this room is operating 24 hours. So this is, right. So example, this is one of our upper Airstream installed at a clinic plastic surgery in Subang. Okay, so you can see it's turned on while it's occupied. And this is the duct disinfection, decontamination or sterilizer. Okay, so it has a hour meter. Hour meter is very important. Why is it important? Because installing a UV, every product it has a lifespan. If you're talking about UV lamp also normally our house lamp also they have a operating hours time span time operating time. So if you don't monitor the usage, okay, so it may not perform as the spec sheet says. Okay, so that means you have to monitor. If let's say this lamp is rated for 9,000 operating hours or 12,000 operating hours, by 12,000 hours you need to replace. It's recommended for you to replace in order to maintain high optimal performance. I have to go faster a bit. Okay, this is some of the sample installed at the air handling unit, the cooling coil. Okay, you can see the blower here. This is off coil, right? Is the irradiance of the UV will inactivate or deactivate any pathogen or microbes. Okay, this is our meter again. This is the lamp operating system. Okay, shutterproof. Safety for UV lamp. As you know, lamps are installed in the dark, where you have airflow transporting cold air and all those things, and also AAQ. Shutterproof is a concern. We have to look into safety, because if the lamp is not coated with the shutterproof sleeve, okay, if anything hits the lamp, it will break. Once broken, the shutter glass or quartz glass will be transported by the air and distributed into your room. Okay, this is very important. You have to look into shutterproof. Okay, and then the quartz sleeve. Quartz sleeve is another layer outside of the UV lamp. This is to prevent, let's say, like you're applying a UV in a very custom air condition that you require very low temperature, and you do not want the temperature to fluctuate or loss of energy, because lamp produces certain heat. Okay, so this one is to prevent reduction of condensation on the lamp, outer lamp, you know, those things. It prevents, and also it controls the output of the lamp, right? Okay, we're talking about, then now we're talking about filter. Filter we based on MERV. So UV we based on URV, ultraviolet reporting value. So normal design recommendation, okay, the design requires UV to work together with filter over here, filter, okay. Inactivation rate, UV with filter. So if you look at URV 10 or maybe 13, we go higher standard. URV 13, 14, maybe we talk about 14. 14 is you require joule per meter square around 30. Okay, so we talk about URV 14, then you have to combine it with a filter. Filter, you will require a MERV 14 filter as well. So we are talking about MERV 14 filter and also lamp with the intensity of URV 14. So you require this kind of dosage from the lamp, URV, the UVGI lamp, okay. So in order to work with the MERV 14, in order for you to achieve, like influenza virus, for you to achieve 97% efficiency, or smallpox 99%, or TB 100%. So you need to combine both URV, ultraviolet lamp, URV 14, and also the filtration part. You have to combine. It have to be the same level. If let's say you're using a lamp, you are sizing using a URV 14, but your filter you're only using a MERV 10, it cannot perform like what we see here. Maybe you can get much more lower efficiency, right? Performance. Okay, so this is some of the test report done by our company. Okay, this is our customer, Menara Hapseng. Okay, so this is the cooling coil, right? This is the lamp, and this is the blower. Return air comes in, mixture with fresh air. Then they'll have a filter here. Then the red dot here is the location where we do swab test, as sampling of the swab test, right? So these are the results. Okay. So previously with the UV lamp off is the CFU count, okay, per 100 centimeter square is a 4,005. Okay. After the UV lamp is switched on, ND means not detected, right? So over here is for fungal count. So 980. Then after UV lamp is turned on, it's not detected as well. Okay. Another one more. This one is for who already? IMU, Oral Health Center, right? Okay. So again, this is the cooling coil. Cooling coil, the lamp is over here, opposite side, because here we have limitation. We cannot propose off coil, so we install before coil. Okay. On coil. So the lamp is over here, filter is here, then the swab test is on the coil here, and you can see the test result 4,000 Okay, bacteria count 4,000, and for fungal count is a 2009, right? So it's also non-detected. So the UV intensity microwatt per centimeter square is stated here 2003.5 total intensity. Okay, so if you are looking into products, anything, equipment, example like UV GI lamp, of course we have to look into safety. We have to consider safety because safety plays a very big important part. Okay, because let's say like example when we propose to install in the AAQ, we have to look into the safety factor, something like technician may go there. It's not our technician, other aircon technician, aircon company technician, they'll go there, they will want to install without knowing that there's a UV operating inside. When they open the aircon panel, the lamp is still operating and they will have direct contact exposure of the UV lamp. So this may cause hazard. So they may not have immediate problem, but the next day they will have the problem because UV radiation works by deactivating your DNA and RNA. So this thing may take some time. You maybe after 24 hours, then you have red eye, eye painful, redness of eye, and then your skin, you have like sunburn, those things. Those are the concern, safety concern. So working with the safety is one of the priority, and then the certification of compliance, which is tested and then approved by Roche or UL, which is also have to take into consideration because the product must be in a good quality. Otherwise, what people are offering or we are offering, you may not get a good quality product. Okay. Third recommendation is control the humidity. This one I will go through very fast. Okay, so sizing of the room load is very important. Desired temperature, humidity, room volume, ACMV or HVAC design. We need to know everything. Then only we are able to come up with a design and then propose to you a proposal, a suitable proposal. So room application, right? So these are some of the equipment. These are dehumidifier portable. These are industrial dehumidifiers. It's called DST, Seibugiken from Sweden. Then D-Woods, our house brand, Malaysian OEM in China. Okay, and Conair is a Sweden company. These are humidifiers. You see. So again, I would like to remind everyone that indoor air quality, there are a few key that DOSH guideline, IAQ guideline, they always remind fresh air. But before you do the fresh air modification, introduce fresh air, please go ahead and evaluate your ACMV system, whether is it working in or operating in the optimum performance as the design requirement, design performance. Okay, so you have to look into it. So before you open up the damper, certain building, their ACMV is designed with very good, enough or sufficient fresh air. Okay, example, I can give you one example. Let's say like indoor, you're working in an indoor environment and the building is an old building. The ACMV is, of course, is the old ACMV and it's not designed to cater for 100%. Maybe when you follow the guideline, you cannot improve further on, or you do not want to improve further on your ACMV. Maybe you can reduce the amount of people working inside your building. Okay, that is another method, another way to reduce risk, reduce the amount of people inside the working area or your room. You don't have to do much, but you, in order to, because the ACMV is only introducing 1000 CFM fresh air, which is only able to cater for maybe 50%. Example, I'm just saying, guessing 50%. Okay, so 50%, but your total space available is, after you deduct 50%, is able to fit in 100%, 100%. But your ACMV cannot be improved. So how are we going to look into it. Maybe you fit in other equipment like electronic air cleaner combined with the UVGI lamp, the individual standalone. It will help to reduce, or maybe you put in HEPA filter, those purifier you buy, air purifier, and then help to enhance your indoor air quality. Yes, those can help. But bear in mind, like what I said, the bundle thing from the hierarchy is a must. That means everything have to work together. Everything have to be improved. Coming back to the IAQ thing, right? So this is some of the selection software that we use to size for dehumidifier, industrial dehumidifier. Okay, it's very detailed. Okay, it gives you all the details here, the data here. All right. Then of course, for humidifier, of course, we have an app to size, but we also use manual calculation in order to just to confirm. Okay, just to confirm whether is the calculation, the sizing is right, and then we use the app to double confirm whether you have any saturation of air, those things. Everything is very detailed. Okay, so these are some of the humidifier that we successfully installed. Actually, this is Perodua R&D Research and Development in Rawang. Okay, they are using our dehumidifier and also humidifier for their climatic chamber. This chamber is built to test, to do R&D tests for their Perodua vehicle. The whole vehicle will be drive-in, will be moved in, and the chamber is used to test like dry, cold temperature, high humidity, cold temperature, low humidity, high temperature, low humidity, high temperature, humid environment. Okay, those things. Okay, I finished. And our services, our operating time, our strong support team. We have a strong support team after sales service. And we are in the market for 35 years. And we also follow, we are certified with not certified, we are also an ISO certified company. Okay, we follow ISO standards. So that's all. Share you our sales team and also our operation team and service team. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Eddy.
Sorry, overshoot a bit.
Hey, okay. But Eddy, I think you need to go through back all the question. I think a lot of question asking for you, Eddy.
Yeah, Kak. Nanti
yeah. Check balik.
Someone can assist me to read and then I answer.
But your friend, your colleague already answer on the chat comment. But
is it? Okay. Yeah. My colleague Tan, Mr. Tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did I miss?
You just go scroll back. Maybe you can.
What? Tan request you to join in.
Maybe before we end the session, maybe you can answer the question, Eddy, a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, looking. UV air technology equipment installed. Okay. From Mr. Sikeli. Okay, Mr. Sikeli, are you here? Are you still here? Okay. I'm trying to answer your question. Okay.
Yes.
UV air technology equipment is installed into AAQ. Is there any issue on that? Okay. If let's say the UV, I believe you saw my slide, is either before the coil or after the coil. The only thing before the coil, okay, before the coil, on coil, you will have, if you're using those media type filter, the filter may degrade. That means it will turn into powder for a long time because UV will degrade certain material, rubber, plastic. I think it's the organic material. Okay, So if you're installing the UV in the AAQ and you're using electronic air cleaner, like just now I proposed, I shared with you all, electronic air cleaner, the filter frame, everything is metal, aluminium. So you won't have this kind of issue, degrading issue, and you have MERV 13 and above, MERV 14, right? So work with MERV 14 and MERV URV 14, UVGI, you're able to get 97, 99% efficiency, which now I show you the table, the diagram, right? So in activation, yeah.
Yeah, what my question is that, how about using the canvas type of duct instead of using the GI duct?
Okay,
Is
for
it
canvas
UV?
duct, go ahead.
Yeah, whether it will affect the canvas type of material or not, because
Okay.
your UV is quite high.
Understood. So if you don't have direct exposure, if you don't have a direct exposure, it won't affect your fabric duct.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I
Thanks.
go to, yeah, welcome. So I go for the next question. More fresh air, more energy consumption. Yes, of course. Right, because if you are in the building, this one is Radicare Kelantan, more fresh air, more energy consumption. Yes, because if in the aircon environment, if you're exhausting out air, which is you're also exhausting out aircon energy, because aircon makes effort to bring down the sensible heat, the temperature, lower down the temperature, and then to maintain the indoor temperature. But if you exhaust out, of course, the room becomes negative pressure. Then air from outside or surrounding of the room, which is maybe higher temperature, not control, not the same temperature, it may cause the room heat load to build up. So when you have heat load build up, then your aircon have to work extra, additional. So you require more kilowatt, paying more money. Yeah. So previously we will recommend our customers, or we work together with consultant, to include in or to combine a heat recovery view. But at this pandemic, it is not recommended. So we did not, the topic we did not bring in. That's why today we did not talk about heat recovery view. Okay. So I hope I answer your question. Radicare Kelantan. Do we need to open door, window? Exhaust fan is on. Well, this Mr. Wong Heng Hua, it depends because let's say like just now Encik Bazlan also did explain to you, if the ACMV is designed correctly and you have sufficient exhaust, you have sufficient fresh air, you do not require to open up the door or window, right? So unless you are working under an environment which is, you don't have an aircon, you need natural ventilation, then you have to open up, right? I hope I answer your question. Okay, let me jump a bit. Referring to commercial office, do you recommend opening the window? This is quite similar to just now what I answer. Okay, commercial. Will there be humidity issue with unfiltered fresh air? Yes. Okay, Mr. Wong again. I don't know whether is it the same Mr. Wong. Okay, referring to a commercial office, will you recommend opening the window? And will there be humidity issues while treating fresh air infiltration? Of course, when you introduce fresh air, definitely the humidity will rise, especially when it rains. Okay, but of course you need certain equipment to control, like dehumidifier, work along with your aircon system. This is to suppress and control the room humidity, and also temperature. Aircon will control the temperature. All right. I hope I answer your question. Do we require to treat the return air before returning back to heat recovery view? Actually, by right, if Mr. CK Lee again, do we require to treat the return air before returning back to the heat recovery view? Actually, it depends. Let's say like you exhaust out. Normally, if let's say before pandemic, the design is like that. You exhaust out. You only want your cold air to be the heat recovery view to absorb or transfer the energy from the cold air that you're going to exhaust out. Okay. Then outdoor air, when we bring in, is hot, it's warm. Then we'll try to reduce the temperature by transferring back the energy into the warm air. So to bring down the sensible, then pump into your aircon, further reduce to your required room condition. So that means you save a lot of energy.
Say the problem is
Yeah.
that since actually the heat recovery actually is banned, is it? So what is
Yes.
the another method to
Yes.
introduce the system? Is it? Say we got a pre-cool unit, is it?
Yeah. For currently, we don't recommend any heat recovery view for this pandemic issue. IAQ, as you refer to IAQ, DOSH, by DOSH IAQ guideline, there's nothing mentioned about heat recovery view. We don't recommend using heat recovery view as well. The only thing we have to concentrate is on
to install it to actually for the routine side, you save back the energy, right?
Correct, but
you think that they ban the not recommended for heat recovery. What is the alternative system? No? Do you recommend?
For currently, there is no such system where you can recover your energy lah. I would say lah. Only like ERV, energy recovery ventilator, like just now Encik Mazlan did share to you. Those are like cross heat recovery view, cross air heat recovery view. Ours is using rotor, the rotor with the ion exchange resin. Although our rotor is the resin, ion exchange resin is coated with microbacterial, anti-microbacterial, but it is not recommended by Airstream or WHO or DOSH. We do not want to introduce. Okay, we just followed the guideline provided by DOSH.
You see, the problem is that if actually the existing system actually we designed for GBI, since GBI actually that you can score point based on heat recovery, but you remove the not recommended. I mean, it's banned for heat recovery, and if you use an alternate system, the energy also increase. So I mean, chicken and egg, both also increase.
Yes,
to achieve the GBI.
Agree, but I think I have to do some evaluation to carry out evaluation on the heat recovery system lah. As long as you do a evaluation to test, to do air sampling, whether will it affect during this pandemic, because the only thing that we are worried is cross air contamination on the heat recovery wheel, because it's using a same rotor, so it's turning. So if the contamination is stuck on the wheel and then it's turning and then it goes to the opposite side, fresh air coming in, it will push back the contamination into the room. What you can do is you evaluate, ask a third party company which is specialized on this. They can evaluate before and after. Maybe you need to treat the air. You need to treat the air, decontamination with a higher efficiency filter, maybe MERV 14 and above. Okay, I don't know how you're going to do that because the static pressure may give you some problem. I don't think so is so easy lah. Maybe imagination is quite easy, but I don't think so is that easy. But if you want to do it, it's still able to go and study lah, but no confirmation, right?
Eddy, is it the cross like heat reclaim system? Is it also include on the DOSH band, like same with a heat recovery wheel? Heat reclaim system.
Because this energy recovery thing is not mentioned the whole while during this pandemic guideline. So I believe that they also did a study that they worry there is a cross-air contamination. That's why they did not mention. Maybe they are doing the study, they haven't have the final answer. So what they can do is to prevent first, rather than creating another problem for indoor air. So like this cross-air contamination will give problem. So they just chop off first. They just bring it to the side. Do not operate energy recovery view or ERV, those things. Just follow their guideline, introduce fresh air, use proper filtration system, upgrade your filtration system, use decontamination system or equipment to decontaminate, make sure the air is safe for indoor environment, for workers to be inside or human to be inside. That's all.
That's why my issue is that I also have one existing hotel, 5 international one. So for hotels here, they also normally the pre-cool require heat recovery. But recently they sent us an email that actually they also ban the heat recovery. Also to look for alternative.
Yeah. So that means you have to re-engineer the whole thing. That's why I said a bundle of re-engineer. You have to work for you. The whole thing is a package. You have to work from A to Z.
Correct.
Everything. Yeah, is
the whole system
a big thing. So actually looking at it is like it's not so simple. But I believe if you do it, if you study, if you evaluate, you come up with a proper design, you're able to do it. That's all. The only thing is S11. The client willingly to pump in such an amount to make sure the building is safe. Okay. Second thing I want to highlight before I go through again. Everyone is talking about COVID-19. Okay. Before this was MERS. Before MERS was SARS. There are so many kind of virus, coronavirus. So after a few years, they come up with another new one. After a few years, they come up with another. Now we are talking about COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 is 2019, end of 2019. So now it's 2021. Another few years later, we do not know, maybe there will be a COVID-22, 23, 24, 25. Nobody knows. Okay. So for building owners, if you are here, I hope I'm sharing you important information. Okay. The investment for higher efficiency filter decontamination system is worthwhile. Okay, you look further, not look short. You look further so that you can improve your indoor air quality. It's also to benefit your own staff and also public users. Okay, shall I go through another one more? Sistem aircon di hospital COVID akan return air digunakan fully fresh air intake. Okay, bagaimana? Okay, Cik Puan Suhaila. Okay, Puan Suhaila's question here. Bagaimana sistem aircon di hospital COVID? Okay, for hospital, I believe they have a few kind of design lah. Okay, let's say like Encik Bazan also then now he did mention for OT room, yeah, 100% fresh air, 100% exhaust. For certain like let's say like isolation ward, maybe you require maybe 100% fresh air as well, because the risk is very high because a lot of positive people inside that room. So it depends on which kind of application. It's difficult for me to tell. So like OT room is confirmed, it's 100% fresh air. Isolation room, I guess, yes, it's 100% fresh air as well. Okay. Oh, my colleague already answered. Okay. So who else? Where else? Oh, luckily my colleague is here to help. Any question that I missed? I believe all the question my colleague Mr. Tan did answer for like dehumidifier contributing the sensible heat load, for low latent heat load, he already answered. If okay, for today's participant, today, whoever have any more further questions, maybe you can write an email to Prihoda, attention Prihoda, and I think we can reply your email with a collaboration between our business partner Prihoda, right? We will reply from there. Definitely will reply you. If you have a further question or you require solution, maybe you require our help to look into certain things that we are able to do, we will truly, we will assist. Because at this pandemic, it's not because of I'm helping myself. If I help myself, I'm also helping the people surrounding me. So if I follow SOP, means I'm not only protecting myself, I'm protecting everyone. Okay, so helping each other lah. All right. One more new message here. Industry code. Okay. Okay. I'm done here, I think. Yeah, done already, I think. Encik Mazlan, Mr. Lee.
Okay. Thank you very much, Eddy, for the talk hari ini. Very informative, very banyak, sangat-sangat berguna. Very information yang kita dapat ni, banyak kita dapat. And then about the heat recovery wheel, so not check lagi. Saya tak tahu lagi.
No, sorry. Because I did not.
Okay.
I did not tell you.
Because last time with Puan Siti last time, she already mentioned to me, but still not official from DOSH.
Yes.
But now, already officially from DOSH. So for GBI project, so everybody need to recheck back all the design, because now we cannot use anymore recovery wheel. I think this one is big. Something that all consultants need to check back all the design. Maybe we can have alternative to have a bigger size of pre-cool unit, or maybe we need wait to time to maybe to testing all the recovery wheel, all the result. Maybe Eddy can give back to respond back to DOSH. Okay, terima kasih pada semua yang join pada hari ini. Pada yang belum masuk, pada yang belum daftar, boleh daftar pada link untuk ni. Kalau ada sebarang pertanyaan, I think Eddy, you can put your contact number there. So anybody want to have fast.
I did mention, if anyone in this room,
it's okay. You can direct contact you if they want to have very fast information, so they can direct contact you or email to us or email to IAQ. Doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay.
Apa tujuan kita hari ini? Kita nak bantu semua orang kalau boleh. Have a very good mindset of macam mana kita nak bantu negara kita untuk kurangkan virus. And then for the long term solution, very good filter, so kita boleh dapat filter yang bagus. So sistem-sistem yang macam ni kita perlu enhance, bukan setakat aircon. So if dalam ni ada consultant, building owner, so harap kita tolong. Kalau tak boleh berjaya untuk convince kan, kita boleh panggil expert untuk bantu explain pada top management, untuk kita explain. Kita boleh join untuk explain on how kita boleh bantu untuk mengurangkan kadar jangkitan, especially di public area macam hospital, macam MRT station. Dalam ni pun saya tengok ada wakil kawan saya daripada prasarana, mungkin daripada tempat macam tu kan, tempat-tempat macam tu boleh bagi ketengahkan kepada top management macam mana to check cukup ke tak kita punya fresh air. So ini ada tanggungjawab semua, bukan tanggungjawab DOS saja, bukan tanggungjawab kita supplier, kontraktor, so tanggungjawab semua. So sebab kita ni adalah masa depan untuk anak cucu kita pas masa datang. Kalau kita design salah, so lebih ramai yang berjangkit. So ini adalah tanggungjawab kita bersama. So terima kasih sekali lagi ramai yang join hari ini. So tolong war-warkanlah kalau if the today sharing is very benda yang berguna, boleh tolong sharekan kepada yang lain jugalah. Kemungkinan kita akan potong video sikit ni, kita akan masuk ke dalam YouTube lah. Kita tengok very banyak info yang berguna sharing daripada Eddy. So kita akan share dekat YouTube channel Prihoda. Everybody boleh follow kita punya YouTube channel. So boleh tengok balik recording, mungkin recording daripada Eddy untuk sama-sama kita belajar dan share lah. Kalau macam bos tak nak percaya, boleh tengok balik recording video kan, macam mana betapa pentingnya benda ni lah. Okay. So ada apa lagi Mr. Lee Wipin? Ada nak cakap apa? Wipin?
Tak ada apa. Boleh ambil gambar ramai-ramai tak?
Boleh ambil gambar. Kenangan.
Boleh. Haris boleh tolong print screen.
Siapa yang nak buka kamera boleh buka lah. Siapa yang malu-malu, tak apalah. Mr. John Locke handsome tu. Lama tak jumpa.
Tak nampak.
Haris boleh free screen, Haris. Boleh P sikit lah kan.
Nanti boleh ambil gambar dekat Cik Zainuddin pun ada.
Semua pakar-pakar IAQ
Okay, Haris. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, terima kasih.
Lagi.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Habis.
Okay, bye. I'm leaving the room.
Yep.
Take care, everyone.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe.
Yeah. And stay strong.